Hey everyone, I'm Nina Zadeh with Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the Instagram theme. I'm going to give some tips, some overall business advice to ensure that you can create a cohesive Instagram aesthetic and the importance of it. So when you ask, for those that are just starting off, you may be asking, what do you mean by Instagram feed theme, Nina, or Instagram aesthetic? Well, the aesthetic basically just, this is a term that is used in our industry to describe the overall feel and tone of the page. This is when people are very strategic with their Instagram accounts. They're not just posting photos from their camera roll. They are using their Instagram to showcase a vibe, a feeling, a brand identity, so to speak. Now, if you think about it, brands, your big favorite brands, they have brand identity, right? They have certain fonts, colors, vibe, overall mood. This is something that brands have been doing for a really long time. But now you see not only brands doing this, you see creators, you see Instagrammers, you see personal brands using the same mentality of saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to be a little bit more professional in my Instagram approach and develop a mood board, develop some colors that I want to have as part of my brand versus just doing the run of the mill and posting just to post. When it comes to your Instagram feed, this has basically replaced a traditional website. Now, while I still think having a website is the main front door to your business, I get that a lot of people are really busy. They're working tons of different jobs and they don't have time to build out their brands and their website. So they use their Instagram almost as their portfolio, almost as their website. So if you were to think about it like this, like I said, if you had a website, you're not going to use 100 different styles of photos and random colors and not have some cohesion to it, right? The same mentality can be applied for Instagram. So you need to start thinking of Instagram almost as your website. And I actually just did a video on Instagram highlights that I'm going to link below that shows you how to use your highlights strategically so that you guys can also be very, very intentional with your highlight strategy so that it fits in with your overall brand. So the most important tip is that your Instagram feed needs to tie in with your niche. People need to be able to know in 3 to 5 seconds, who is this person? And they need to be able to do so quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of a creator that I follow that does this really, really well. Now, here's the account of a, I would call her, I guess, an organizational blogger. She really helps. What she does is she helps people with all types of cleaning efforts and helping them live a more organized lifestyle. So right when you go on her page, can you see from her icon that has this baby blue color to throughout her entire feed, there's this overall look of we know what to expect when we land on this page, from the colors to the fonts to the photos that she places, to the actual placement of each photo. There's a very strong strategy here to let the person who lands on this page know immediately what they're going to expect to get. And that's what I want from you guys. I want someone to be able to land on your page and know immediately who it is that you are, what are the services that you're offering, or what type of overall identity do you present for yourself. If you're just an influencer and you're you know what, I don't have a specific niche, but people come to me for product recommendations, well then I want to be able to see those products recommendations in your feed. You just want to have a vision about who you are, and so when people land, they know exactly what to expect. This is why it's so important that your niche really speaks clearly in your theme. Another huge, super, most important tip, I think out of them all in terms of having a cohesive theme, is using the same filters across all your photos. Now, when I say filters, this can be presets, this can be your own filters that you've created, that you use, whether it's Visco or the Teza app, they have tons of different filters, or maybe it's even just Lightroom presets that you've designed, that you've purchased, whatever it is. You want there from a visual standpoint, from colors, from my visual, lighting, everything to feel cohesive. We don't want photos that are edited all over the place. So I'm going to show you guys 2 examples on the screen so you can see what I mean about overall vibe and theme just by using presets and lighting. Now here's a creator, her name is Allie Pierce. She's a travel host. You can see just from looking at her page that all her photos are quite edited in the same way. She also has a very bright and colorful aesthetic. She shows a lot of color off, and you can tell that her photo editing all makes sense. There's this vibe that speaks to it. She's not posting one black and white photo, one dark photo, one moody photo. She's really sticking to using bright colors as part of her vibe. Now, on the opposite, I'm going to show you another creator I absolutely love. Her name is Miss Inocha. Now, on this side, you're going to see a very neutral tones, lots of browns, muted colors, neutral palette. It's not only in the clothing that she's wearing, but it's in the overall vision of the photos and how she edits. You can tell that she's using the same editing style throughout the entire feed. She's not using, a mix of different types of edited styles. And this is what makes her feed so cohesive and so, I guess attractive and stimulating to look at. And using these filters can help you create your own vibe. Like what type of, vision is it that you want to share on your feed so that everything makes sense cohesively. Another tip that I would stress for when it comes to the Instagram feed and aesthetic is to, really plan your feed. And what I mean by this is there's a few things. One, I'm talking about bulk shooting, right? So we're not posting photos that are, every single day we should be shooting a photo that we're trying to post, right? We should shoot in advance and sprinkle them out throughout the feed. Photos that you post, guys, don't have to be in real time. So even though you took a photo a few days ago, doesn't mean you can't post it again. So I'm going to show you really quickly on Allie's example what I mean by that. So we're going to go back to Allie's account. Do you see this photo right here with that background that's like the stripe background? Well, you can also see that same stripe background shot a little bit lower and then a little bit again. So again, she used these photos as a way to bulk shoot and not have to post them all at once, right? So that's really important to consider, is bulk shooting. A second thing that's important to consider is your, layout. Are you going to have a format to your layout or not? Something that's very, I guess, familiar on Instagram is the grid layout. I'm going to show you another influencer that we've seen. So the coach Natalie, you'll start to see here she has that sequence of photo, quote, photo. So this is a ABC sequence. So for this, you're going to need 2 photos and 1 quote. And that kind of gives you that checkerboard style of content. If this is something that you want to do, then you need to plan your feed. You need to think about this ahead of time, right? So that you have the content to follow up and follow through on it. And lastly, when it comes to planning your feed, you may think, Nina, well, how do I put this all together? Get a planner. A lot of times people use tools like Later, Planoly, Anum. These are just 3 tools that have all planning features so that you can visualize the feed ahead of time and actually, move photos around and see how it's going to look before you even post it. How helpful is that? So using tools and planners that already exist to help you see your feed ahead of time can help you get organized in the feed creating process. So hopefully you guys liked this video. If you want to learn more about strategic ways to grow and all those good things when it comes to Instagram or social media, I'm going to leave some links below on ways that you can work with me either through group coaching, which I absolutely love because it's with other creators and it's just has a really good dynamic to it. And then there's also one-on-one. So I'm going to leave both links below. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, subscribe to our channel, push the little bell, get notified, leave a comment, let me know what you liked about it, and I will see you in the next video.